Okay, it should be. Yeah.
Sandy, can we talk a little bit about learning the difference between mindfulness and Vipashyana?
I think people interpret Vipashyana as mindfulness.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Vipashyana, the literal meaning Vipashya. V means special way, unique way. Pashya means to see. To be able to see in a special way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. To be able to see as is. That is Vipashyana.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't see things as they are. How do we see? Immediately you see somebody and say this is male or female. This is young or old. Just judgment comes in.
Mm-hmm.
Just whether pleasant or unpleasant. See, we don't see it. What is seeing? If we look at your body, you don't identify as a hand, fingers, but you see it is nothing but vibration or energy. True seeing is everything is vibration and energy, then everything and everyone is vibration and energy. So you can see that. That is true seeing. In yoga philosophy, it's called Viveka. Viveka means spiritual discrimination. Discrimination between real and unreal, permanent and impermanent. So that is Vipashyana. Consciousness is permanent. Body, senses, mind, and the world constantly changes. Okay. So the thing that is permanent, you distinguish from which is impermanent, and rely on what is permanent, then you would never be disturbed. If you rely on something that is constantly changing, you will be frustrated. Just can you see anything that is staying constant? Anything in the world. Mountains, rivers, ocean. The wall looks solid. It's not solid. Even the metal pipes, they are underground. Why do they break? Because chemical reaction takes place. All the rocks on the ocean, you can see something happening. Everything is changing in a subtle ways. Our mind, our emotions, everything is changing. Mindfulness is just being able to observe, being in the present and observing. So Vipashyana is interpreted as mindfulness.
Right.
But mindfulness is a limited definition. Vipashyana is more like broad range. Okay. They use different terms, mindfulness or many other terms they use, but it's the same thing.
They both observe silence?
Observing silence is only a way. Okay. Why do they observe silence in the retreat? So you become quiet. So you become more attentive, that's all. If you talk, you waste your energy. Okay. Observing, I explained in the book and I explained before, body, senses and mind. You leave them alone. Intellect and consciousness connect. Consciousness is universal. But for us individually, when we use intellect and consciousness together, then for ourselves, we lock the consciousness to interpret the things. So that is called awareness. Okay. So mindfulness is also kind of awareness. So the words are interpreted differently by different authors and different authorities. Like somebody was interpreting awareness is much greater than consciousness. It's universal. But they interpret differently, but it's the same thing. But for me, this made more sense. Awareness is locking the consciousness, because consciousness is universal. What it means to me, that is awareness.
And why is it so important to have our eyes closed when we meditate?
Okay, you just tell me why They're just simple. So people don't think. This is why I'm thinking all the time when I'm writing. Why to keep our eyes closed?
Bring you inward.
Yeah.
I mean,
This
so
is the
there's no
greatest
distraction.
out of five senses. Most powerful sense stimulation is eyes. You know,
Or distraction.
distraction. As soon as you see something, your mind gets associated. You go outward. So, taking the eyes in, closing the eyes, and they say focus on the third eye.
Right.
Yeah. So focusing on the third eye actually focuses you much more, makes you one-pointed. And then third eye, people think is here. No, in reality, science says it's a pineal gland in the middle of the head,
Where
and
at?
that
Point to it. Point to it.
is in the middle of the head, right in back of it,
Oh,
in the inside the head.
okay.
You know, it's a smaller gland, but it's most powerful gland, and there are so many researches that showing that is responsible for so many things. So focusing on the third eye. So yogis probably knew this. Yesterday I was talking. The research is usually done. Quantum physics, or any other scientific research is objective research. You see what is out there. But yoga practice and spiritual master taught subjective practice. That means I am part of the whole universe. So not only looking outside, but looking inside. And looking inside is more important, because by looking inside, you can know the mystery of the world. So that is what the great masters did it. So for electricity or any other convenience we have, like refrigerator, microwave, or whatever, everyone can use it. You learn the basic procedure, how to operate it. But this self-knowledge, it is not for everyone. You cannot say like this microwave, this is a switch you push on. It is individual. And that is why yogis taught the path. So Patanjali taught Eightfold Path, Buddha taught Eightfold Path on his own, Christ taught in his way, Muhammad taught his way. All of them taught the path for direct experience. So no path is superior or inferior.
So it's about a common thread that connects all of them together.
Right. And matter of fact, instead of going in the history, what Christ taught, what Buddha taught, what Krishna taught, it will be much more to connect here and now. What is more?
What is the common thread? Awareness? I mean, what is the common
Yes, consciousness within. So just everyone is teaching, know thyself, that is a common thread. But I say being more contemporary is much better, because people are stuck following Krishna, they're following some rituals, they hang on to the words. Devout Christian hang on to some of the things. Devout Muslims, they hang on to the things. The purpose they did, I explain. Burqa, just the veil, because of the sand and heat, so that was recommended. Now it's compulsory. They needed more balance, male and female. Muhammad allowed multiple marriages, 3 marriages to balance out, because so many men were dead. Now they take for granted 3 wives. Just so what I'm saying, all the religions become contaminated. So contemporary application is more reasonable. So what I put in one of the books is old clothes don't fit a growing child. We have to alter it. We have to reinterpret
or
it.
a growing yogi?
The Native Americans believed that it was good to have, go together with someone, but to have your relationship with God, you had to speak your own unspoken R's, and it was between you and Him, and you couldn't do it with any other person.
Yes.
So that was going in yourself to give
Yes.
thanks. and that was your purpose one of your things every day, that when you woke
Yes.
up, that you had, unite yourself. So
Yes.
it's like the simplicity of going inward.
Yes. So this is why Guru is a live person who is more evolved than you, that can guide you to personal aspect of God. Krishna, Buddha, or whatever, somebody is much evolved. And then you go further into Supreme God without quality or form, beyond history, that is Brahman, Atman or Self. So really purpose of all the gurus and all experiences are to take us deep inside to experience.
I think it was one of Muktananda's books, he said the highest meditation was to see God within every living creature.
Right. So first we see within, and then we see as reflection.
You'd have to see it within first in order to see
Right.
it all.
So this new book,
Right.
Zero is Infinity, it actually carries both, going in and expanding outside.
Thanks.
Thank you, Franklin.
Yeah.